Energy Star certified homes provide occupants with a variety of benefits, including increased thermal comfort, lower long-term maintenance costs, and of course, savings on their energy bills. In order to provide these benefits and earn the Energy Star label, homes must be built to the Energy Star guidelines. As an insulation contractor, you play an important role in ensuring that the home will meet these guidelines and become Energy Star certified. When you're working on a home that is being built for Energy Star certification, there are some key items that you must do. Item number 1, ensure quality insulation installation. In order to accomplish the Grade 1 insulation requirement of Energy Star, the insulation must be cut around all wires and pipes in the walls. Also, the insulation must fill the wall cavity with minimal compression. Item number 2, properly install air barriers. The United States is divided up into 8 different climate zones. The Energy Star requirements differ for climate zones 1 through 3 and climate zones 4 through 8. For climate zones 1 through 3, Energy Star requires that walls have an exterior air barrier. For climate zones 4 through 8, Energy Star requires an air barrier on the interior and exterior of the walls. For all climate zones, the floors must have an interior air barrier and ceilings must have an either interior or exterior air barrier. Let's take a closer look at the air barrier requirements for these different climate zones. In climate zones 4 through 8, an air barrier must be installed and sealed behind tubs and showers. If there's a fireplace on an exterior wall, the walls behind it must be insulated, air blocked, and sealed. In climate zones 1 through 3, there must at least be insulation behind the fireplace on an exterior wall. The attic knee walls must have an air barrier at the attic side of the knee wall, and the air barrier must be sealed and drywall placed on the interior surface for all climate zones. All band joists must be blocked and sealed if separating conditioned space from the exterior, including the garage, ambient, and adjoining porches. When a home utilizes the double wall framing technique, there are 2 options to satisfy the requirements for Energy Star. First option is to install an air barrier on the exterior surface of the interior wall and insulate the interior wall. The other option is to fill the entire cavity with insulation from the exterior wall to the interior surface of the interior wall so that the drywall will be installed against the insulation. Floor air barriers must be at the interior surface. This is for frame floors, including floor above garages, cantilevered floors, and floors above unconditioned crawl spaces and basements. The insulation must be installed in contact with the subfloor of the floor above it, with minimal compression of the insulation. To minimize compression, net blow insulation and fill the cavity. Use wire to support the insulation so it is in contact with the subfloor, or the use of tiger cloths to hold insulation up against the subfloor. Sealing air barriers must be installed at either the interior or exterior surface. If foam insulation is installed on the roof sheathing on the exterior surface serves as the air barrier. In all other instances, an interior air barrier is traditionally used. Drywall is commonly used to serve as the air barrier for the ceiling, although in some areas drywall will not be placed, so for those areas, an air barrier must be placed before the drywall is installed to ensure compliance. Dropped ceilings must have an air block installed and sealed at the attic space, as shown by the picture on the left. There must be baffles installed at the exterior soffits, allowing insulation to cover the top plate. The baffles guide air above the blown insulation in the ceiling allowing proper ventilation and no disturbance of the insulation. There must be at least a 2-inch clearance between the baffle and the roof sheathing to allow proper airflow. Item number 3, reduce thermal bridging. There are multiple ways to accomplish this requirement: continuous rigid insulation, insulated siding, or a combination of the two, with a minimum R value of 3 can be used in climate zones 1 through 4. An R value of 5 or greater can be used in climate zones 5 through 8. Structural insulated panels, insulated concrete forms, and double wall framing are the most commonly used advanced framing techniques. Let's dig a little deeper into advanced framing techniques and the ENERGY STAR requirements. All corners must be insulated to R6 or greater. This can be done by using an energy-efficient corner, such as the California corner. All headers above doors and windows must have a piece of rigid foam board insulation installed between the wood headers, as shown in the picture. There must be limited framing done at each window and door. However, if additional wood is necessary for weight-bearing purposes, then the safety of the home surpasses the thermal bridging requirement. All interior and exterior wall intersections must have insulation installed to the same R value as the rest of the wall. 2 examples are shown. The picture on the left shows the most commonly used technique, ladder framing. The studs should be placed at 16 inches on center for 2x4 walls and 24 inch on center for 2x6 walls. Item number 4, air sealing. There are multiple locations for air to penetrate the thermal envelope, and ENERGY STAR requires that those areas of concern be addressed. Any duct, pipe, or electrical wire penetrations must be sealed if penetrating the unconditioned space. Bathroom and kitchen exhaust fans must be sealed to the exterior at the band joist and also sealed to the drywall once it's installed. Can lights must be ICAT labeled, have a gasket, and be sealed to the drywall once installed. A foam gasket must be installed at the sill plate with a bead of caulk or foam sealing the sill plate. The picture is showing the foam gasket and where the caulk or foam should be placed. If there is debris in the way, it must be cleared to allow a complete seal. There must be a continuous top plate adjacent to conditioned space. If you have areas that will not be drywalled, as seen in the picture, then there must be an air barrier installed and sealed to separate the conditioned space from the attic space. The drywall must be sealed at all top plates adjoining unconditioned space. This can be done with drywall adhesive, caulk, foam, or equivalent material. When building a multi-family building, such as condos or apartments, the gap between the common walls must be sealed with expandable foam or some sort of rigid air barrier. And lastly, item number 5, other openings to be sealed. Any doors separating unconditioned space from the conditioned part of the home must be weather stripped and airtight. The weather stripping must be fully compressed when the door is shut. All attic access panels and drop-down stairs in conditioned space must be insulated to R10 or greater, and a gasket must be placed to seal the attic access when set in place. Thank you for watching our video. If you have any questions regarding these items and how to properly insulate an ENERGY STAR certified home, please contact us at 1-866-SKYTECH or email us at info@skytech.com.